Hulk Hogan, born Terry Gene Bollea, is more than just a name in wrestling history. He's an icon, a pioneer, and a lightning rod for controversy. From his meteoric rise in the 1980s as the face of professional wrestling to his tumultuous career filled with backstage politicking, scandalous headlines, and legendary rivalries, Hogan's life is a tapestry of triumphs and trials. Before we continue the video, we would like to ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your understanding. With his signature leg drop, larger-than-life persona, and unforgettable catchphrase, "What ya gonna do, brother?" Hogan revolutionized wrestling, turning it into a mainstream spectacle. Yet, as much as he built up the industry, his journey also includes moments that have cast shadows over his legacy. This in-depth exploration delves into the many layers of Hulk Hogan's life, from his glory days in the WWF and WCW to the controversies that tested his reputation. Let's uncover the triumphs and turbulence of a wrestling legend. Before he was Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea was just another hopeful in the wrestling world. Born on August 11, 1953, in Augusta, Georgia, Bollea's journey into wrestling began in the late 1970s under the guidance of Hiro Matsuda in Florida. It was Matsuda who broke Bollea's leg during his first training session to test his resolve, a test Hogan passed with flying colors. Once healed, Hogan threw himself into his training, determined to succeed. By the early 1980s, Hogan's career was beginning to take shape. His big break came when he was cast as Thunderlips in the movie Rocky III. The exposure from this role helped him gain national recognition and cemented his position as a rising star in wrestling. Hogan's career skyrocketed when he joined Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Federation in 1983. McMahon had grand ambitions of turning wrestling into a national phenomenon, and Hogan was the perfect face for this vision. With his towering frame, charismatic promos, and a look that screamed superhero, Hogan quickly captured the hearts of fans across the United States. Hogan's victory over the Iron Sheik in January 1984 for the WWF Championship marked the official beginning of Hulkamania. His appeal transcended wrestling fans, pulling in casual viewers and creating a pop culture phenomenon. Hogan's "Say Your Prayers, Take Your Vitamins, and Believe in Yourself" mantra resonated with children, turning him into a role model for millions. Hogan's popularity was instrumental in the success of the first WrestleMania in 1985. The event featured Hogan teaming up with Mr. T to take on Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. WrestleMania wasn't just a wrestling event, it was a cultural spectacle, and Hogan was its leading man. Over the next several years, Hogan headlined 8 of the first 9 WrestleManias, solidifying his status as the face of the WWF. Hogan's rivalries became the stuff of legend. His battles against Andre the Giant, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and the Ultimate Warrior are etched in wrestling history. The match against Andre at WrestleMania III, where Hogan body-slammed the 520-pound giant, is one of the most iconic moments in sports entertainment. Beyond the ring, Hogan became a global ambassador for wrestling. His face was plastered on action figures, lunchboxes, and video games. He starred in movies like No Holds Barred and made guest appearances on TV shows, further cementing his place as a household name. Despite his on-screen heroics, Hogan was often criticized for his backstage maneuvers. Accusations of using his influence to protect his spot at the top and refusing to put over other wrestlers plagued his career. Wrestlers like Bret Hart and Randy Savage expressed frustrations about Hogan's reluctance to lose matches or share the limelight. Hogan's infamous clash with Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 2005 exemplified this tension. Originally planned as a series of matches where both men would trade victories, Hogan allegedly vetoed the idea, insisting on winning the sole encounter. In response, Michaels put on a deliberately exaggerated performance, overselling Hogan's moves in a display of protest. Hogan's heel turn in 1996, where he joined the New World Order, NWO, in WCW, was a career-defining moment. As Hollywood Hogan, he played a villainous character who reveled in the chaos and spotlight. While the NWO storyline rejuvenated his career and WCW's ratings, it also brought Hogan's backstage politicking to new heights. Accusations of hoarding the spotlight and holding back younger talent persisted, creating friction within the locker room. In the early 1990s, professional wrestling faced intense scrutiny over steroid use, and Hogan was at the center of it. During the trial of WWF's ringside doctor, George Zahorian, Hogan admitted to using steroids for over a decade. The revelation tarnished his image as a role model, though it helped clear Vince McMahon of legal charges. In 2012, a leaked sex tape featuring Hogan caused a media frenzy. The tape not only exposed Hogan's private life, but also included derogatory comments that led to his removal from WWE's Hall of Fame. Hogan filed a lawsuit against Gawker, the website that published the tape, and won a $140 million judgment. While the case brought attention to issues of privacy, it also cast a shadow over Hogan's public image. Hogan's personal life also faced turmoil. In 2007, his son Nick was involved in a car accident that left his passenger, John Graziano, in a vegetative state. The incident brought the Hogan family under public scrutiny and led to Nick serving jail time for reckless driving. Hulk Hogan's legacy is as complex as it is monumental. On one hand, he is the man who brought wrestling into the mainstream, inspiring generations of fans and wrestlers alike. On the other, his career is marked by controversies that challenge his image as a hero. For every unforgettable moment Hogan created in the ring, there's a story of backstage politics or personal scandal that complicates his narrative. Yet, despite it all, Hogan remains one of the most influential figures in wrestling history, a larger-than-life personality who embodied both the best and worst of professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan's story is not just one of triumph and controversy, it's a reflection of the wrestling industry itself, an ever-evolving blend of spectacle, drama, and humanity. By the mid-1990s, Hulk Hogan's popularity began to wane in the WWF. Fans were growing tired of the good guy act that had defined his career, and the emergence of edgier characters like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock signaled a shift in the wrestling landscape. Hogan's jump to WCW in 1994 came at the perfect time, allowing him to reinvent himself and stay relevant in a rapidly changing industry. The defining moment of Hogan's WCW tenure was his shocking heel turn at Bash at the Beach in 1996. Teaming up with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to form the New World Order, NWO, Hogan abandoned his long-standing good guy persona and embraced the role of a villain. The move stunned fans worldwide. The man who had once preached about saying prayers and taking vitamins was now mocking the audience and reveling in his newfound infamy. The NWO storyline was a massive success, drawing record ratings and putting WCW ahead of WWF in the Monday Night Wars. As Hollywood Hogan, he became the leader of wrestling's most infamous faction, delivering memorable promos and leading the charge against WCW's babyfaces. However, the NWO's dominance also highlighted Hogan's reluctance to step aside. Many younger wrestlers, such as Chris Jericho and Booker T, felt overshadowed by Hogan and his allies, who controlled the main event scene. This period, while creatively revolutionary, also underscored Hogan's controversial backstage influence. In 2002, Hogan made a triumphant return to WWE, formerly WWF, after WCW's demise. His comeback was marked by a legendary match against The Rock at WrestleMania X8. The bout, billed as a clash between two generations, saw Hogan's villainous persona receive an overwhelmingly positive reaction from fans. The crowd's cheers were so loud that WWE quickly turned Hogan into a babyface once more, reigniting Hulkamania for a new era. This return to the WWE spotlight gave fans a nostalgic trip down memory lane, but it wasn't without its challenges. Hogan's aging body limited his in-ring capabilities, and younger stars like Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle were quickly becoming the new faces of the company. Still, Hogan managed to capture the undisputed WWE Championship in 2002, proving he could still draw crowds and headlines. Hogan's return also included memorable rivalries with WWE Chairman Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels. The feud with McMahon culminated in a bloody street fight at WrestleMania 19, where Hogan emerged victorious. The storyline leaned heavily on real-life animosity between the two, making it one of Hogan's most compelling WWE arcs. The feud with Shawn Michaels, as mentioned earlier, took a more contentious turn. Michaels' dramatic overselling during their SummerSlam 2005 match became the talk of the wrestling world, illustrating the underlying tensions between the two legends. Hogan's career took a devastating hit in 2015 when a leaked recording revealed him making racist remarks. The audio, which stemmed from the infamous sex tape, included Hogan using offensive language while discussing his daughter Brooke's dating life. The backlash was immediate. WWE severed all ties with Hogan, removing him from its Hall of Fame and erasing his presence from its website. Hogan issued multiple apologies, claiming that he had grown as a person and learned from his mistakes. While some fans and colleagues were willing to forgive, The incident left a permanent stain on Hogan's reputation. The leaked sex tape also led to one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent history. Hogan sued Gawker Media, the site that published excerpts of the tape, for invasion of privacy. The case became a media spectacle, with Hogan taking the stand to defend his right to privacy. In 2016, a jury awarded Hogan $140 million in damages, a verdict that ultimately bankrupted Gawker. While the legal victory was a personal triumph for Hogan, the ordeal further complicated his public image, blending his wrestling legacy with tabloid sensationalism. Hogan's personal life also became a source of public intrigue and controversy. His divorce from Linda Hogan in 2009 was highly publicized, with Linda accusing Hogan of infidelity. The breakup led to a bitter legal battle over the couple's assets. Adding to the family turmoil was the tragic car accident involving Hogan's son, Nick. The incident left Nick's passenger, John Graziano, with permanent injuries, leading to widespread criticism of the Hogan family's parenting and lifestyle. Despite the controversies, Hogan's influence on professional wrestling and popular culture remains unparalleled. He was the first wrestler to achieve true mainstream celebrity status, paving the way for stars like Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, and John Cena to cross over into Hollywood. Hogan's larger-than-life persona also helped wrestling break into new markets. From international tours to action figures and cartoons, Hulkamania became a global phenomenon that defined an era of sports entertainment. Hogan was more than a wrestler. He was a brand. His appeal transcended demographics, attracting fans of all ages. In the 1980s, he was the ultimate hero, a symbol of hope and perseverance during a time when larger-than-life characters dominated pop culture. While Hogan's contributions to wrestling are undeniable, his legacy is far from straightforward. For every groundbreaking moment he delivered, there's a story of backstage politics or personal controversy that complicates his narrative. Fans and critics alike have debated whether Hogan's influence ultimately helped or hindered the industry. Love him or hate him, Hulk Hogan is a name that will forever be etched in the annals of wrestling history. His career is a testament to the power of charisma and determination, but it's also a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of fame. From the heights of Hulkamania to the lows of scandal, Hogan's journey is one of the most compelling stories in professional wrestling, a story that continues to captivate fans around the world. Thank you for watching this video to the end. We would like to ask you to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, to stay up to date with all the latest events, click on the bell so you will not miss the next news releases.